I did just prior to joining up, and that's why I was Googling and looking around for a leadership opportunity, discovered for myself that I've been doing so much of the technical things or activities that I was involved in at the school to improve results and that, and I wasn't looking at the relationships. And so the loneliness was because my staff started pulling away again, because I was pushing forward and not always pulling them alongside me. So if one wants to progress, you cannot do anything on your lonesome. There's always that saying, being the sage on the stage. That stuff don't work. You cannot sit there and regeer from that chair. In Afrikaans sê hulle moes regeer. The change happens when you connect with your staff. The change for me happened, the understanding that I'm not alone. When we had conversations here, myself and Paul, strategizing how we're going to do things, but it actually only truly happened when I sat in my school management team meeting, discussing with them what we're going to be doing with the staff, asking them for their input, and from there we could actually make a change. So that lonely space or that lonely time, I do feel responsible for creating that for myself also, but there are other factors also. When you're in the presence of your superiors, I've got a very supportive circuit manager, Mrs. Akida Isaacs. I know I'm not alone, but she has 28 other schools that she must see to, with, like our school, for example, 1,500 children. So that complexity and the time that you're given once a term to have a circuit meeting, it's boom, boom, boom. These are the 5 points I must discuss with her very quickly, because there are 27 other principals behind me waiting in the queue to have a one-on-one with her. So the lonely place comes from many directions, or I'd say, times, but ultimately it's going to be me. It is me that created that lonely space also, to protect myself. From there, it took us a long time to find ourselves within the relationship, because then we needed to have a plan and everything. And I think when the structure came in for us was when we started attending the workshops, and the two of us then strategized how we were going to integrate the principles of what we had learnt into, I needed to revise the vision and mission of the school. And so very beautifully it served as an opportunity for us not only to revise the vision and mission also, but it allowed us an opportunity to work on how do we get the team together again, how for the SMT to work well together. How can we create the opportunity for the whole staff to have a platform, not a staff meeting, what we called it was a round table. So we would come and have discussions, but jy laat alles uit op my tafel, but you come with a solution. So we then, once we had that plan in place, we then moved with our partnership. But I think ultimately it was about us forming a relationship for my sounding board. Paul became our sounding board. So he'd ask certain questions. I don't know how he does it, but he's amazing like that. And once a month we'd also meet with our other principals and their partners. And that was so great, because I'm not the only one having these problems when we sit in that circle.